and an army of snakes came pouring in.
Welcome to Venom TV. I'm Jim Cerny, and much more importantly, this guy right here is the new head coach for the inaugural season of the Hudson Valley Venom. This is Josh Newberg. Newberg in Newberg. Pretty cool how they set that
right,
up.
Yep.
Hey, welcome though. Welcome to Newberg, and welcome to your first head coaching job in the FPHL. Must be pretty excited.
Thanks, Jim. Yeah, it's great to be here. I've heard a lot about the area here, and seems like a town that really deserves a hockey team. So we're doing our best to put together a winning team for them.
So, going to ask the tough question right away. So many challenges putting together a team from the ground up and everything.
That's right.
Though you did have, certainly, the rights to a lot of the players from Elmira last season. Mm-hmm. But what's the biggest challenge that you face as a coach, one, but maybe even as a first-year head coach? Adding that to the mix as well, building this team in its first season.
Well, there'll be a list of challenges for sure. I think making our mark on the league and trying to be a competitive team for the playoffs is really my number one goal. But you're right. I mean, you said it. Building it from the ground up is exactly what we're doing here. And we have a great ownership group backing us, letting us do our thing hockey-wise. And I'm lucky enough to have a good coaching staff too. So, we're really excited.
Well, let's start with that point right there. MJ Merkel is going to be your assistant, a guy that you've played with for several years in the course of your career here in the FPHL. Mm-hmm. Tell me a little bit about your guys' relationship, and also why MJ? Why is he your guy? Why is he your go-to here?
I like MJ a lot. I mean, we both come from player development, so we both, coached youth in the past. We played together in Binghamton for a couple years, and I just like, his leadership qualities. He has a lot of that. Me also being a player this year is very important for me to have a bench boss and a leader in the locker room, which he's very experienced in. And again, just both of us coming from that player development background, I think is going to help us a lot with some of the young guys coming in.
So you touched on it, and I was going to lead right into that. You're not only the coach of this team, but you're going to play for the team as well. You're going to continue your playing career. So talk about that balance, how you kind of walk that wire, if you will, that balancing act of being a coach, but also being an important player on the team.
Yeah, well, that was part of my deal. I'm not done yet. But again, I don't think I could do it without a good coaching staff. I don't want to be the Reggie Dunlop where, you're running things from the ice all the time. I need the good support of a guy who's done it before, and I see that in MJ.
So MJ's going to be, as you've explained to me before, MJ's going to be behind the bench for the games. Mm-hmm. You'll be playing. So what happens? Big timeout, late in the game, down by a goal, and MJ calls everybody over. They look at MJ. They look at MJ. Okay, they look at MJ for direction. They don't look to the coach.
I like the
Or
fact,
is it because you're going to be on the same page?
We're going to be on the same page. That's what I was going to lead into. I'd like to attack this as the coaching staff as a team. And I think that's when teams are most successful. I've been on teams with a whole lot of talent that don't get along and underperform. And I'm trying to avoid that as best as I can. That's what MJ and I have been hard at work all summer for, and we got a long road ahead of us, but I'm really glad to have him on.
So as you piece it together, obviously you're both very experienced in this league. You know a lot of personnel, but how do you go about, for those at home that haven't put together hockey teams before, professional hockey teams, which would be pretty much everybody that's watching, how do you go about it? Obviously, there are guys that you know, but you don't know everybody that you might be bringing into camp. How do you go about that process? How do you build a team?
Well, the one thing I like to say is we are a new team in the league, but we're not necessarily an expansion team. Like you said, We did get the rights to some of the Elmira guys, so we didn't start from scratch as far as a roster. We just had to modify it a bit. And again, me and MJ know a lot of people in this league. We do our research. Another thing I like about this coaching staff is we do our work, we do our research. And, it's not always just about finding the fastest guy or the best guy. It's about finding the missing pieces. And that's what we've been hard at work on to create a winning climate here, I'd like to say.
So a Josh Newberg team, how are they going to play? What do you envision? What kind of style do you favor?
I mean, just like as, I think me and MJ are a little similar as a player, too, is we've always been hard-nosed. Yeah. We're always hard to play against. versatile. I think every player should be able to play every position and every type of play. I want my goal scorers to be able to finish hits. I want my tough guys to be able to score goals. So, everybody has a hand in the pot and everybody is pulling the rope in the same direction. That's just, the beginning of, the climate that we're trying to build here,
Now, we're not going to go through the whole roster because you got a whole lot of work to do before opening night.
That's right.
You have a tryout camp this weekend. You have training camp, the full training camp next weekend. Got a preseason game against Danbury.
Right.
You continue to practice, and then you open up the season. And you still, there are players that probably will end up on your roster that aren't even here yet. So I know it's hard to talk about individuals, but one guy you do have here might be the most skilled guy in the league, and that's Dustin Jesso. Why don't you touch on him? He's a local guy, played for Danbury, right on down 84. Boy, that'll set up the rivalry pretty nicely, having Dustin Jesso here. But, I've been in the league for a few years, and I've not seen many guys more skilled than Dustin Jesso. Why don't you touch on him?
Yeah, Dustin's a very high caliber player. He is an extremely good skater. Big part of his game is how well he can skate. And I've played against him for a few years, and I think he's really matured into a really complete player.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to him helping out. He's the kind of player who can almost change the momentum in a game when it needs to be.
Yeah.
And we're really looking forward to that. We got some guys that can protect him out there, so I think he's going to make his mark on the league this year more than any other.
What excites you the most about this opportunity?
Oh boy,
it's a tough one, right?
There's a long list there. Yeah, just the area. I think I've been all over the place in junior hockey and 7 years of pro, and being closer to home. I think the area here it's really exciting. There's so many good quality hockey players in this area, which makes my job a little bit easier because everybody wants to play close to home, including myself. So I think, the area deserves a good hockey team that's in a professional league. And, I'm the most excited for that home opener. I want to see our fans come in here and really make a mark on this league and start something great.
Perfect way to segue into October 18th, 7 p.m.
That's right.
Right here at Ice Time Sports Complex. This is the place to be. That will be the first ever game in the history of the Venom. There is a preseason game on Saturday the 12th as well at 8 p.m. So there you go, HudsonValleyVenom.com. Buy some tickets, come on down. The hockey obviously is the most important thing. You're a hockey guy, you're a coach and everything. You want to win. You want to win a championship.
Of course.
But there's the other aspect as well. When the fans come down, this level of hockey, the fans really get to be part of the family, really, with the team. And you kind of reach out and touch their favorite players and coaches and actually get to know the team. Talk about that aspect a little bit.
I think especially in this league, we're such a part of the community here that it really means a lot, as far as booster clubs and fan clubs and things like that. Even though we won't have the biggest arena in the league, I think that's even more of a reason that, the whole community can come together. And one of the hardest things to play against, in my opinion, is momentum. And what better way to gain momentum in a game with a packed house and loud fans screaming for us. So, me and MJ are just really excited to get started.
So, you got to tell me, you're wearing the swag today. It's the first time you're just breaking it out today. I like it. What do you think? The logo, the colors, the whole scheme?
I like it. I like everything about it. I love the logo. I love the team. The art. The art is great. Can't wait to see our jerseys. That's another exciting thing.
Yeah.
And I believe the banners go up tomorrow. So we're really getting the ball rolling here.
All right. Real quickly, we mentioned this weekend you got trial camp. Tell the fans a little bit about what that means. What level of players you get, coming into a trial camp. Does anybody actually get signed? You may not know in advance, of course, but what do you expect to get out of your tryout camp?
We definitely have some talent coming here. There's a few NCAA guys, a few guys that have played in the league before. Good thing about free agent camp is everybody's just so hungry. There's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of quality players around here. And in my personal experience, free agent camps, I came out of retirement by going to free agent camps myself. So I think I relate to a lot of these guys coming in today. And, again, we've done our research on them, but, we need to see it on the ice. We need to see who impresses us, who can compete not just who's skilled, but who can compete at a professional level. And that's what we have our eye on. So I think we have our work cut out for us this weekend.
Good stuff. He is Josh Newberg. He is the head coach of the Hudson Valley Venom. We welcome Newberg to Newberg. You're going to hear, how many times are you going to hear that, right?
It'll never get old.
It'll never get old. It's going to be a big marketing thing this season. But real cool to have you a part of the organization, and best of luck this weekend, heading into training camp. And then, of course, we'll chat before the preseason opener right here in Newberg against the Danbury Hat Tricks. Going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a fun season.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a great rivalry, too.